Is this a redemption video, or are we doubling down on the bull shark? What's going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. We've got an unboxing here. This is the Desert Knife Works redo. So I featured the new Desert Knife Works made in China knife. I don't know, a couple weeks ago I did an unboxing on it. It was very apparent in that unboxing that the action was a little off, so to speak. Wasn't actioning that well. Action wasn't actioning that well. Sounded a little weird, and then later on it started to have misfire issues, and I made a short video on that as well. So I reached out to the retailer, which is EDC Lifestyle, and he made it super easy. He's like, send it back, we'll swap it out for a different one, I have more coming. And so that's what I did. It took forever to get to him too. For some reason, USPS does not like to deliver to Texas from here. So let's zoom in just a little bit here. Got another patch, really cool. Add this to my other patch right here and get it in my collection, my patch collection. Man, this thing is toasty. It is so hot outside, and it is fresh off the UPS truck. So let's open this up and see if this one's improved. I'm also curious to see if it's numbered on the baggie like the last one. And if so, what is that number? What does this say? Number 29? That's what that looks like, huh? Number 29. I don't know. I wonder if this is like a holdback, one of the early holdbacks that maybe he held back in case there were issues. Sounds pretty good so far. Let's clean off the grease here. Not a ton of grease. So here is also a little bit of an update on this knife. So far, so good. Thumb's getting tired. The last one would have failed by now. And this one sounds rock solid. Nice. So a couple updates on this particular knife. Or not this, well, yeah, this redo of the Desert Knife Works here. Based on what I'm hearing, I'm not hearing of a lot of issues with this knife. So I know people saw my video, and it's easy to see a video and assume that there's outstanding issues across all of the knives here. Based on what I'm seeing and hearing in the forums of people that have this, as well as the videos that I'm seeing, I'm not seeing widespread issues. There was a patch of issues that people were having with the silica gel pack being broken open, and then little pieces of that silica getting lodged inside the mechanism, which caused catastrophic, complete failure. Now that is easy to remedy. Just take it apart, clean it out. It's also something that would happen to any OTF out there, right? If little silica gel pellets were to get inside there, it's going to affect the action of the knife. So I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, this one is running like a top, and it's firing hard every single time. The first one I got, even before it full on failed, every few openings, it would sound like it's barely making it, right? Like you would fire hard, and then barely make it out. And then eventually after that video, it would just full on stop working. This one is firing hard each and every time. So the second thing I want to tell you about, the 50-gallon drum test. 50-gallon drum test. So, little history lesson on this particular knife. I said this in the original video, but if you didn't see that original video, if you're only watching this one, this is pretty cool to hear. So Desert Knife Works was a company back in the 2000s. They did a lot of DoD contracting, but they also made knives. They made the Sandshark. And it was, at the time, and still is, a revolutionary design, right? It had a three-piece sandwich construction with double locking leaf lug springs. It had next to zero blade play with an adjustable blade play thing in the back here. And one of the videos, the infamous knife videos out there, in fact, maybe one of the only true infamous knife videos out there, is the owners of the company taking their Sandshark and driving it through a 50-gallon drum. Like, we're talking thick steel over and over and over again. And it continued to fire and continued to fire. So this one came out. Somebody bought this company, but instead of making it here in the States, they contracted out to China to have these made. Everybody was still really excited about it until they got it in hand, opened it up, and realized they did not maintain the original Sandshark mechanism at all. In fact, it's using just a modern OTF mechanism like Microtech would use. However, it is using double locking springs. Microtech uses one on the top and one on the bottom. This one uses 4 on each end. So in theory, this is more robust than a standard Microtech-like OTF. Man, the blade play is not terrible on these things, but it does have blade play. And so, Chipped Metal, if you don't know who Chipped Metal is, check him out on Instagram, Facebook, IG. He's all over the place. He's a legend in the knife world. He's got a personal forum on Blade Forums where he does a lot of cool tinkering and modification of knives. He does engraving, all kinds of cool stuff. But somebody sent him one of these, the new version, and he recreated the 50-gallon drum test. Not only recreated that test, he then took his knife with a hammer and actually hammered it through the top. He hammered it through a 2x6, not all the way through, really far though. And not only did it continue to function, when he took it apart, he saw no ill effects, right? No obvious effects of any issues or anything bent or destroyed or anything inside. So even though this doesn't have the original Sandshark mechanism, it appears to be at least as robust as that one. Now, it does have blade play. You can't remove that. But this thing is a tank and can handle anything you throw at it, as proven by Chipped Metal. And as a bonus, a lot thinner. The original Sandshark was really, really thick to accommodate that kind of 3-layer sandwich system that they used to build the thing. And honestly, a little simpler inside, right? Even with the extra locking gates, a little simpler mechanism inside these than what's in the original Sandshark. Now, this particular version features a full stainless steel handle, so it is very heavy. It is not a lightweight knife at all. 9.3 ounces, M390 steel, satin finish, done really well. The quality on this is very, very nice. Now, I personally would have preferred like a stonewash blade closer to what the originals would have had, but this one's also very, very nice. You can see that belt satin finish on there. Very, very sharp, at least the last one was. This one feels, super sticky edge. And especially considering, like, these are really short bevels, right? This is not ever going to be a slicer. It's a thruster, but still has a nice edge on there. So very, very cool. Thank you, EDC Lifestyle, for making this so easy and allowing me to swap this out. Like I said, based on this example, based on what I'm hearing from other people, I wouldn't be scared to buy this based on function issues. Now, if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. That's whatever. But based on function issues, I don't think there's any widespread issues. This one's running like a champ. And I've gotten Microtechs that have issues too. I've gotten a Ultratech, brand new, that would fail and not fire, and I had to kind of polish it up and get it to work, and then eventually start working fine. But it happens. Mechanical things can sometimes have little minor deficiencies that build on top of each other and make things kind of not work as well as they should. But anyways, this isn't really a promotion for this knife. I'm still pretty disappointed that it's not a one-to-one creation of the original, especially being outsourced to China. I don't see why they couldn't have made that happen. How much more expensive, honestly, would it have been? Another $100 to get it made exactly like the original? And maybe there's some other reason. Maybe there's some manufacturing problem as to why they couldn't do it that way. That's quite possible. But, you know, now that I've had time to sit on this and I got this one working, I like it. I think it's cool. And as I stated in my original video, if we get more versions of this, I wouldn't hesitate to pick up another one. You know, obviously if it was different enough and cool enough. You just don't see giant OTFs like this too often. And it has that really cool, like, these little hooks at the bottom. I mean, it's just so freaking cool looking. Really, really like it now. Super happy to have one actually work. All right, guys, what do you think? Comment down below. What do you think of the Sandshark? Would you ever pick one up?